Hi, I'm Riley with Plan to Eat. Today we're sharing with you an interview I got to do with Dede Murff. She's a health coach based out of Texas who uses Plan to Eat to help teach her clients how to take control of their health. We hope you enjoyed the interview.
Hi, Dede. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really good. We're just going to go ahead and dive right on in. So why don't you go ahead and share with us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, like you said, my name is Dede Murff. I live in Texas, outside of Houston. I'm married. I have 5 children, and I'm a grandma. And I'm a health coach.
That's amazing. So tell us about your journey to health and how you became a coach.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so in 2011, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and my husband had a heart attack the same week. Yes.
That the same week, that is crazy. Oh,
This the same week. Yeah, it was one night I couldn't sleep, so I had to sit up in a chair in the living room because my joints were hurting really bad. And so the next morning he woke up and he wasn't feeling well, and I was like, okay, great, it's my turn not to feel well. And anyway, he was having symptoms of a heart attack, and so
oh my
rushed
goodness.
him to the emergency room. And while he was in the hospital, he said, you need to go get checked out. The kids are being taken care of. So I went and had an appointment with the doctor, and a few days later, it was confirmed that I had rheumatoid arthritis. And so, just decided that we needed to make some radical changes in our health and in our diet and in our lifestyle. And I decided at the time not to do the meds that they were telling me. I actually did an antibiotic therapy along with radically changing my diet. So I was on that journey for about 18 months to 2 years, and saw radical difference in my body. I lost like 45 pounds, and I was feeling great. And people began to ask me, what I was doing, and then a friend shared with me, she said, you need to become a health coach. And so I started investigating that, and just researching, the different avenues to become a health coach. And I really wanted something that was science-based nutrition, because everybody's different. I didn't want to teach a particular diet or anything like that. I just wanted to show people that what happened inside my body could happen to them too. So then and that's when I discovered the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute, and I went, got my certification through them in 2014, and became a health coach and started teaching classes and offering coaching to people then.
That is amazing. And just a courageous, you really took life and you were like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to fix this. And you didn't, all those things are really weighty. So I'm just really courageous of you guys to just forge a new path and do things differently.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it was, I think the life that my husband and I have kind of lived is this courageous life. We had adopted, we have 5 children, 4 are adopted.
Oh,
3
wow.
of them are siblings, and the 3 were little at the time. They were 4 and 5 and 6 months. And,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't imagine my life. I couldn't imagine having to get a sitter. I think that scared me more than actually what they were telling me that I needed to do.
Oh, yeah.
The meds and stuff. I think that like, oh, I'm going to have to find a sitter for all these kids, and my life is going to be crazy. No, I think I'd rather just eat kale. I think I'd rather just eat better. Like, to give me something to eat.
Yeah.
And so that just started my journey of researching a way to change what was happening inside my body. And so that's why we chose that journey for that time. And anyway, it's paid off.
Yeah, that's amazing. Let's see. So how did you learn about Plan to Eat? How did you get started with Plan to Eat?
Okay, so in 2014, it was New Year's Eve. I was at a friend's house, and she had, all of this wonderful spread, and I brought some entrees and things to, appetizers, and she had one in particular, and I said, oh, I really love that. I want the recipe. And she said, I came across this really cool app. It's called Plan to Eat. And so she sent me the link, and she said, she said, the recipe's on there and you can get it. I said, okay. So January 1st of 2015, I signed up for Plan to Eat because it was 50% off. And I got the recipe and I thought, wow, what a cool tool, because I had been gathering all of these recipes now that we were changing our diet. And back then when we started, a lot of the recipes were horrible. And so I would just gather the recipes, put them in my plan to eat and change them up or do what I needed to do because I could edit them. And that's how I was introduced to Plan to Eat.
No, I love that. That's fun. That's fun. What was the recipe for the appetizer? Or what the name of the appetizer?
It's not even complicated. It was just, this was really funny. Shows you how far I've come in my recipe journey. There were these little, they look like the Grinch. They were these little appetizers and they had strawberries and grapes and bananas, and it was just the way that you ordered them and made them look like the Grinch.
Oh, that's amazing. That's fun. That's a cute little holiday thing.
Right.
So share about how you use Plan to Eat now, and I guess the process of how you work with others, because now we know that that's what you do.
Okay, so let me tell you how I got started, because that's kind of a funny story too. So as I began my coaching career, I had a good friend call me and said that she needed some health coaching. She was having some health challenges, and she's a doctor, she's a chiropractor. And she said, I just grew up on a standard American diet and I need help. So I gathered all my coaching books and stuff that, I was given, and I went to her house and we were sitting across the table, and I began coaching her and, teaching her all this science-based stuff that I'd learned. And she's, like I said, she's a really good friend. She got my book. She grabbed my book, not grabbed it, but she just took my book and she shut it and she slid it back to me. And she said, Dede, I'm a smart woman. She says, I can read. She goes, and if you want me to read this, I'll read it. And she says, and she looked over into her kitchen and she pointed and she said, where I need help is in the kitchen. I said, okay. And immediately I thought of Plan to Eat. I said, okay, well, I need you to get the Plan to Eat app. I said, and when you get the app, I need you to send me your username and password. And I said, and when you do that, I'm going to upload recipes. She goes, yes, I want the recipes that you post. All the ones you're posting on Instagram and on your Facebook page. She goes, I want those recipes. I said, okay, we'll do that. So I uploaded just a few recipes that that were now our family staples. And then I met her at the grocery store. And so, because she said, I need help navigating the grocery store. So we started there, walked through the produce section, showed her how to pick out produce, showed her where all the healthy stuff was, which is usually just in the produce section, and just replacements, things that she was buying that she needed to replace. So then I had an aha moment. I was like, this is the smart shopping trip that I was separately taking people on. Now I was incorporating it in the meal planning. And so we did that. And then we went to her home and we prepared the meals that there were meals, they were, some were desserts, some were appetizers. So there were just a few things. She said, okay, this is exactly what I want. And then I was coaching her in the kitchen. I was teaching her why these ingredients were important, how they were going to reduce inflammation, how they were going to increase her energy, how they were going to clear her skin, how they were going to help her gut issues and things like that. So that was one part of it. So I started going to her house weekly. And then I started posting pictures and, everything we were doing. And people were like, I want that. What are you doing, Dede? I want you to come to my house and do that. And so I started doing group classes because it was more affordable for some people for me to spend 4 hours of my day, and they would split the cost. So I developed this thing, I don't know what it's called, but this group classes where I would have a host home, and she would invite 5 friends, and there would be several recipes that we were going to work through, usually probably 8 recipes, and we would divide up the recipes. Everyone would have one, and we would be working through them, and I was walking around and talking to them and coaching. And then when we were all done, we would sit down and I would share my health journey with them. And it was kind of an icebreaker too. Now people were willing more to talk about their health journey with me and with each other. And so we would sit around a table and eat, and they would ask questions. And that was just an opportunity for me to get clients through that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love the way that you've used your story to help other people, and just the way it all kind of happened spontaneously. It wasn't necessarily what you sought out to do, but all of these things just fell in place for you to really use these skills that you have to help so many people. And
Right.
I love that you're integrating the science with the tangible. Here's how you do it. All of that is really awesome. And I'm sure that
Yeah.
that's what people really need, is someone to really walk with them through the process. It's how we really change our habits. It's how we learn how to do things, I think. So
Right. Well, another cool thing was, so I'd been going to her house, for months. And so one day I get to her house, she says, Dede, come in here. I want to show you something. So we walked into her pantry. She said, look at my pantry. She says, everything has changed. She said, not only has it changed, but I know how to use these ingredients. So that was another aha moment. But because before I was doing pantry makeovers and people were changing out their pantry, but they didn't know what to do with the ingredients. So I thought, this is the way it should be done. You give them the recipes first, show them how to make them. Now they have the ingredients and they can just repeat that same recipe or things like that because they have the ingredients on hand and they know what to do with them.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then it slowly takes over their meal plan.
It does take over. It does.
Is that the way that you currently work with clients now? You meet with them one-on-one, do teaching recipes, take them to the grocery store, and then cook recipes? Is that your current process?
Yes, it is. It just depends on the client and where they are. Some of them already know how to navigate the grocery store, so that, but I always include plan to eat in all of my coaching because it is such a crucial piece of where they want to be. Everybody's at a different place in their nutritional journey, in their health journey. And so just using this simple tool gives them confidence in the kitchen, because that's where we need it. We need confidence in the kitchen to know that the meals that we're preparing, not just for ourselves, but for our family, are healthy and whole, and they're going to make me feel better and give me more energy, and making meal plans that are specific too for whatever issues they may have, because we're all different.
I love that. Yeah, I love that, and that's everything that you're saying is so aligned with what we love. And so thank you so much for using Plan to Eat, but just for being a little cheerleader for people and helping them get on their own new journey. So what is your favorite feature of Plan to Eat? Or do you have more than one?
Oh my gosh. So my favorite feature of Plan to Eat is probably, well, I would say up until you put out the last blog, it was the grocery list. Just clicking the button and having the grocery list and printing it out and taking it to the grocery store. But now my favorite feature is the grocery shopping.
The delivery?
The delivery, yes, that I can send it to Instacart or HEB or Kroger. Now I even did a live on it on my private Facebook group. And I was like, guys, you've got to, and I said, this is a great feature. You're going to love it. And because we're about to go into a smoothie challenge coming on this Monday. And that's another way that I've been able to incorporate Plan to Eat is during quarantine, I had to become creative. I wasn't able to meet with clients, go into people's homes, do cooking classes. I wasn't able to do any of that. I just began to pray, God, I need creativity. I miss my people, and I miss teaching and coaching and helping them meal plan. And so I created a 10-day smoothie challenge, and I put all the smoothies in the Plan to Eat grocery list. And lo and behold, it's exactly what people were needing, exactly what they needed. So we're doing our sixth one. This is the sixth one that we're doing on Monday. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Technology has really allowed us this past year to get creative in that way. And that's really neat that you've been able to connect with people in the ways that you were missing and give them things that they needed to. It's really been able to connect us in a lot of ways, I think. So,
yes.
Yeah. What is your favorite thing about working with clients? You might have already answered it, but
yeah, I think my favorite thing about working with clients is when they have their aha moment, when they go, okay, now I see how it fits together. Now I see that this is doable for me where I'm at in my journey. Because everyone is different, like I said, and there's no one size fits all diet. There's not. And so just listening to them and giving them the tools that they need, helping them inspiring them, motivating them to realize that their good health is attainable.
That's really rewarding. It sounds really rewarding.
Very rewarding. It is.
Yeah, that's amazing. Let's see. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience today?
But, I think one thing that I keep saying over and over again, I say it on my private Facebook group, and when I'm meeting with clients, that it's progress, not perfection, and that just as long as you stay connected to people that are like-minded and people on the journey with you that can help you along, you realize that this is a journey, and if we can just make a little bit of progress, if you can just make 1% progress a day, you've made progress.
I love that. That's great. All right. Well, where can we find you online?
Well, I'd love for you to join me on my Brown Girl Gone Green Facebook group. I have a business page and a group. The group is private, and I would love for you to join that the Facebook group. And also, I have a browngirlgonegreen.com
Awesome.
website. So I'd love for you to join me on either one of those. But the Facebook page is really fun. I post recipes. I do the challenges. I'm going to start some meal planning challenges this year. So just really looking forward to doing all of that and helping people.
Oh, that's fantastic. We'll put all of those links in the show notes so that people can find you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Dede. It's been really nice talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I've really looked forward to doing this and just sharing with people how they can incorporate this into their coaching business or into, their wellness practice, any of those things. And I am open to coaching. I'm also coaching coaches now with the process that I've developed. And anyway, so if anyone needs help in that area, I would be more than happy to help them.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Thank you so much.